What? Oh my God. What have I just witnessed? What have I just witnessed? You don't understand. You don't understand how angry, and the things I am saying at halftime. This is why I try not to do watch-alongs. I am stood swearing at the television, an inanimate object, something which isn't going to respond to me. I'm talking at something which gives me nothing back, but I'm swearing at a TV because I'm that angry. I am venting my frustration out on the TV. And then by the end, I am sat like a little boy, cross-legged on the floor, rocking, covering my eyes, hoping, praying, pleading that we don't concede an equaliser. Everyone, did you come on and just think, do you know what I thought today? Nice 2-0 win. Be tough, but we'll grind it out. A 2-0 win. You know, why can't this club just do things simple? Now, you won't be able to see this fully. This is a masterpiece of pissed offness at Jesse Marsch and Leeds United in that first half. And we're going to delve into that a little bit. There is no format to this. I'm just happy I can watch my team on Match of the Day. 7-goal swing. Leeds United have won the game. 2 wins in 2. And I don't even know how to surmise that, where to start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into your comments. Leeds have won the game. Yes, everybody. Let me say that again. Leeds have won that game. 3-1 down at halftime, getting pummeled. Kiefer Moore, massive chance missed. Tavernier missing chances. Solanke misses chances. An embarrassment, a dismal, a horrific first half. And then the introduction of the kids. That is the first time I've saw Sam Greenwood playing for Leeds United where I've thought, mustard. Absolute mustard. And I'm not going to get overreactionary here. We know what it can be with Leeds United. We know that defensively, everybody, we are shambolic. And that is going to continue to affect us throughout the season. But the character that the boys showed to come back, Willie Gnonto's appearance, his cameo appearance, where it was IQ, it was composure, it was a level of time wasted at the end that we don't see with Leeds United players. Normally we just boot the ball up and then they come back at us. Willie Gnonto trying to win free kicks, carefully playing it in triangles, so intelligent. And Crescencio Somerville is continuing to prove me wrong. Was really impressed by his performance today. Was better than his other mate on the other side, who's a senior player for Leeds United, who that's probably about 10, 11 games now where he's not performed. Crescencio Somerville, 3 games in 3. Fair play, lad. And he won the game for Leeds United, and I'm delighted for him. Absolutely delighted for him. But Leeds United, we've somehow won that game, everybody. And I tell you what, that second half, all I can do is sit and clap, because that first half, I can't tell you the visceral hatred and anger that was coming out of me to then witness what we saw in the second half, which was a fantastic performance when it came to Leeds United standards. Didn't really let much go when it came to them coming forward. We were much better defensively. I thought there was a little bit more of a structure there in terms of just, you know, I don't know if it was the Greenwood substitution for Rocker which showed things up a little bit. Tyler Adams went from a 9 to a 10 in terms of performance ratings. Liam Cooper, I know there was 4 goals conceded, but I thought Cooper dealt with Kiefer Moore, when it comes to a guy who's about a foot taller than him, reasonably well. And I thought towards the back end it was a real, I'm not talking vibes here, I thought he really dug in, and you saw the Leeds players in a hostile environment where they were getting booed at points really get back to the pomp and really get back to a specific part where they know they needed to win this game. This was a must win, everybody. A draw was not good enough. A loss was Jesse Marsch out. That's what it was. That's what we were talking about right there. A loss was Jesse Marsch out, because it isn't good enough in 2 weeks to lose to Fulham and Bournemouth at home. That is not good enough, 2 newly promoted teams. So you had to win today. Greenwood, the youngsters have all done it for him today. Have all done it for him. They were magnificent, I thought, when they came on. Absolutely magnificent. And I am, honestly, I'm sat screaming at the television. Let's get into a couple of your comments anyway, because I know you guys will be absolutely buzzing. Tom says, can we just win easy? Tom, that's all I want, just a comfortable game, a comprehensive performance. But we are everybody, we have to admit this, we are tragic at the back. We are woeful in defence. We are awful. And it's all going to be dependent on if we play a team that's going to play through us or play a team that's going to clip the ball over. We saw in the first half, Bournemouth. I mean, how many goals could they have had? It was a SHIT show. It was a joke, that first half. I've got down here, you even look at the tactics, and with that narrow, they just clip it over the press and they're in, playing us out wide, playing down our left, constantly exposing Tavernier to Christensen. That's all they were doing, and Jesse wasn't pragmatic. We didn't figure out a game plan. There wasn't anything that was changing. It was the same thing. He was talking to Nyonso, but Nyonso didn't come on. And then obviously he was talking to him, in terms of he was obviously going to come on for the second half. But, it felt like at second half, I was thinking to myself, the Liverpool game just perfectly aligned. And it did. They're absolutely going down in form. And don't let me take anything away from Leeds United, because it was an exceptional performance at Anfield. But it just felt like the teams met at the perfect point. And I actually wrote on my notes here, it's going to be individual quality that gets us back into this game, not Jesse Marsch. And to an extent, that's true. You look at that Sam Greenwood finish, which was exceptional. But Jesse did have to bring Sam Greenwood on for Matt Rocker. A brave decision. A very brave decision, because Matt Rocker, obviously one of the senior players at Leeds United, I thought he had another poor game. I do think Rocker's been quite poor recently, I will say. But I thought in that first half, we hear Jesse talk consistently about Leeds being unlucky. Well, we should have been 4-5-1 down. But that second half, everybody, was exceptional. And I can't pick any fault, really. I can't. They were coming forward, and as I've said multiple times, when teams come on, bypass that press and they turn it into a transitional game, and it's the counter-attack, we just struggle with it massively. Defensively, we're awful, everyone. We're awful. We're not good enough defensively. We're not. But that second half was all about character. It was all about digging in. It was being next to your brother and saying, I've got your back. Nothing more Leeds United encompassed than Tyler Adams. Tyler Adams, man. Just immense. And I was the one earlier on in the season who said I wanted Mo Kamara in. I thought he was a more complete footballer. But what Tyler Adams brings to this Leeds United side, we've not seen since David Batty left this Leeds United side. Immense again today. And that sounds crazy when you've conceded 3 goals, but he was. Team full of Tyler Adams. That's what you need, isn't it? Week in, week out. But absolutely immense second half from Leeds United. Guys, listen, slap a like on this if you're going to watch Match of the Day tonight. Slap a like on this if you love Leeds United. There's over 1,000 of you in the building. I'm going to go into your comments. Connor, please tell me I'm dreaming. I don't think you are, mate. My throat is in. I feel like I've swallowed glass. Blueprint for success with second half lineup. Nyonso over Harrison from now on, please. Please, can everyone just... I'm not here to take dumps on players. I've said this consistently, and I'm not here to say I told you so. I'm more here to say, let's try something different than Jack Harrison. I've said this for years. Cluster player. And he's been great for Leeds, but he's a cluster player. Nyonso came on. He's 18 years old. He's 7 years younger than him. And he made more of an impact than Jack Harrison has done in the last 8 games. Nyonso was immense. Absolutely immense. And Jack Harrison doesn't deserve to start at the minute. Doesn't. We've just won. We've scored 4, and I still feel we're papering over the cracks. Still over the moon, though. That's it, though, mate. It's vibes at the minute. We know, Brent. We know that the problem with Leeds United is the defensively. Defensively, we're horrific. We are awful. The crowd today, I've got it down here on atmosphere. The crowd were just immense, and that pushed the players over because there is no crowd in English football like Elland Road. There's nothing like it. I don't care what anybody says. When you are 3-1 down to a newly promoted side at home, their fans are olaying. There is no fan base like Leeds United. Leeds United out-singing Bournemouth like they were out-singing Fulham. Any team that comes to Elland Road and even batters Leeds, the Leeds fans are there cheering the team on. A few boos, of course there was, but overall they galvanised the side and we're 3-1 down, looking down the barrel of relegation at that point. Because the stark reality is we were, everybody. The stark reality is we lose that game, relegation is coming thick and fast. I don't care how early you are in the season. It doesn't matter, because then you next play in January. And then you've got a tough run of fixtures. You've got Man City in there. You've got Newcastle away. You've got West Ham. You've got Aston Villa away. All these fixtures Leeds have got coming up. This was pivotal. We had to win today. Had to win. You cannot lose to Bournemouth at home. You cannot lose to Fulham at home. You cannot lose to bottom of the league at the time, Leicester, at the King Power. You can't lose to Aston Villa, who draw at home to Aston Villa, who were below you at the time. You can't be dropping points in these games, but we have done. But we dug in today. Thank God we got that win. That was massive. Absolutely massive. Lewis says, is in the building. Hi, mate. And cheers, everybody. Cheers, everybody, to a Leeds United win. Oh, my God. Lewis, always do it the hard way. So frustrating and angry with that performance. Wasn't good enough again. Can't wait for Rads to tweet. And that's exactly right, Lewis. I'm here for vibes. I'm here for the fact that Leeds have won. I'm euphoric. I know that this is going to be a night where I watch Match of the Day. This is going to be a night where I turn around to my mates and say, look, we've won 2 out of 2. But that wasn't good enough, that first half. It was shambolic. Leeds United, when they go 1-0 up at the minute, it doesn't mean anything. Because the likelihood is, unlike when we were playing under Bielsa, I'm not comparing Marsh and Bielsa, I can't be arsed with that, but I'm talking about a relative comparison, a recent comparison. We actually could hold on to a lead relatively well against teams in the round us under Bielsa. It just seems to go to chaos, and I don't think Rodrigo helps. Rodrigo does not help, and he's going off and kicking bibs and kicking the bottles, or he was throwing his tracksuit on the floor, whatever he was doing. Listen, I understand he's scoring goals, everybody. I understand he's scoring tap-ins, he's scoring penalties, but when it comes to Leeds' overall play, when it comes to hold-up play, when it comes to link-up of play, the play literally stops with Rodrigo. He's way too slow. The link up with the midfield isn't there. There's no synergy, no cohesion, no partnerships, nothing, nada when it comes to Rodrigo and that midfield, that attacking midfield line. That is why people go on about Patrick Bamford. That's why it was so mad that Bamford was missing today out of the squad. However, even if we're able to go into January and dip our hands in our pockets and go out and just get a striker who can relatively do the things that Patrick Bamford can do, that will drastically improve Leeds United and drastically reduce the pressure on Patrick Bamford. But Greenwood produced 2 goals out of nothing. He did. That's the best I've seen. That is the best I've seen with Greenwood. It really is. I mean, I'm not convinced on him. I'm not. And do you know what was boiling my PISS? When it was towards the back end of the game and he's just booting the ball up and Bournemouth are coming up again. But you cannot take away from him the deliveries from the corners when he came on. When it came to a free kick as well, he delivered a beautiful free kick in the game. Throughout the game, Aronson got booed with one of his free kicks. It was that bad when we were 3-1 down. Greenwood came on, left foot, right foot. He was absolutely exceptional, and he got the goal. That goal was a wonder goal. That is the quality that we've lacked this season. You saw Phil Billings score that goal where he pops it in the top corner. You're thinking, Mark Rocker doesn't do that. Tyler Adams doesn't do that, respectively. We don't have players who can do that. Phil Billing just comes from midfield, pings it in the top corner. You're thinking, where are players that can do that? Sam Greenwood stands up and we're 3-1 down. A young lad comes on and does that on I believe it was on his weaker foot. An exceptional finish past Mark Travers. And then the momentum, the crowd, everyone. The crowd, you don't get it anywhere else. You do not get that anywhere else. Tell me another Premier League team that when you're 3-1 down to Bournemouth, respectively, newly promoted side, what crowd reacts like that? It doesn't happen. We're completely unique as a club. And that's why it got my back up when initially Jesse was comparing us to Liverpool. He was saying, I want to create an atmosphere. I want to create a vibe like Liverpool. We ain't Liverpool. We're Leeds United. And we're our own entity. And we're unique. And you get no other club in the country support like that. And it was, honestly, I can't get down to the games because I work weekends. That's my job. But through the TV, and voice notes I'm getting from the game from mates who are season ticket holders, it's just exceptional. You can never, ever go against this Leeds fan base. And if you were there today, or if you're watching this back, or whatever you're doing, if you were there today, you are a massive contributor to that win today, because they drove the young lads on. Because there was a lot of young lads on that pitch towards the end. Exceptional fan base. Exceptional. I couldn't believe it today. I couldn't believe how good it was. Connor, I was swearing at the TV. Marsh, not defensive answers. He looks at staff for answers. Boys did well to win, said Nyonto for Harrison before the time. Can't disagree with any of that, Ian. Can't disagree with any of that, mate. It's the most passionate, like, you can probably tell by my throat, and it'll be the same tomorrow. It'll be like I've swallowed about 4 glasses, but I was so angry at half-time, like beyond angry. Not even disappointed anymore, because I've been disappointed when we've lost to Fulham. I've been frustrated when we've lost to Fulham, but I've just been there like, oh, God. But I was angry. I was furious with what they were doing, with the fact that we were 1-0 up. They gave us that hope. We've got that platform, that building block of Anfield, and then they go out and they piss it up the wall like we thought they were going to do. And then you make changes like that, and the young boys come on and they're hungry. They want to take men on. There was no bravery in the first half. There was no confidence. There was no thinking to myself, I'm going to take my man on. I'm going to take my man on and create space for the boy in front of me. I'm going to do these things. It was lateral. It was side to side. It was backwards. It was crap. Not good enough. Not good enough to wear that pristine white shirt. You've got to get on that pitch in front of 36,000 fans, and you've got to give your all. You've got to be able to take risks. A la Pablo Hernandez. Take risks. You take risks and they don't work, fair enough. It's like hard work with Leeds fans. They will be okay with that because you've tried something. If you're just passing the ball laterally, it ain't good enough. You've got to die to get 3 points, as Neil Warnock used to say. And they did in the second half. The boys came on. Somerville was galvanised by his mate Nonto. Greenwood was fantastic. I thought when Gelhardt came on, he held the ball up much better than Rodrigo did. And I know a lot of you are going to come at me about Rodrigo and say he's got this amount of goals in this match. He's got 3 goals in 3, whatever. I understand that. But as I've said at the start, it's the link-up player. Leeds' attacks die so much when the ball gets to Rodrigo because of overexpressing himself on the ball, because of Hollywood passing, and because of just generally holding on to the ball too long. And when Gelhardt came on, he was doing the intelligent things. He wasn't trying to shoot at all points. He was trying to hold the ball up, win free kicks, use his body a little bit more. And it was a good sub at the right time, I thought. Ryan says, come on Leeds, Jesus my heart. Anyway, everybody, if you're just joining, cheers. Make sure you're liking the video. Leeds United have just beaten Bournemouth 4-3 from being 3-1 down, from getting booed, rightly so, at half-time. And you just got this club, man. This club doesn't do anything easy. It doesn't do anything easy. I'm just, and I love him, but I hate them. Just make things easy, please. But yeah, madness. Alex is spot on. Thanks, mate. You haven't talked about Christensen yet. What I will say, Yisrael, is I thought he was good, and I thought it was an improvement again. But I do think in that first half, again, he is susceptible defensively, and we know that they're all susceptible defensively. This is going to be a thing now going forward. We've got about 4 or 5 months of this remaining after the World Cup. Leeds are going to ship goals, everybody. And I said this at the start of the season, it's going to be about Leeds outscoring the opposition. That's what it's going to be about. We cannot defend to save our lives. It's embarrassing how many chances we give up. And that's why I said, when Jesse is always speaking about luck, he's always saying how poor we are when we don't get the rub of the green. Quite right when you're looking at Patrick Bamford's 9 big chances missed. Quite right when you're talking about Somerville one-on-ones. Quite right when you're looking at Jack Harrison missing chances as well. Overall, though, that first half, Leeds should have been 4-5-1 down. That's not acceptable. That is not acceptable on any level. Any level when it comes to Leeds United at home on the back of a Liverpool win. We should have been going into that game, taking it to a Bournemouth side who won 1 game in 7. So that's not acceptable. Okay? So what I'm saying defensively is we ain't good enough. I don't know if we'll be good enough this season. I don't know if we'll be good enough defensively under Jesse Marsh. I don't think we will be. Because I think it just caters to his style to be chaotic, for it to be frantic. And we've experienced this with the previous manager beforehand, but we were just more effective going forward. So this is something we just got to get used to. So Christensen, great going forward, but as I said, and as I've just reiterated, going back, not good enough. But it is what it is. We've won the game. Yeah, Sean, that's exactly what I've said, mate. Somerville is no good, according to Connor. Go back and watch the video, Sean. You're here every week trying to dig me out, fella. Never said that. But yeah, I've never said Somerville's not good enough for Leeds United. And please click me up on Twitter and send me that, mate, if I have done. Leeds killing fans since 1919. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Graham, exactly. Be quiet, Sean. Connor has said, I just find fans weird, like, well, Leeds fans weird who just want to come on and spread negativity when we've won a game 4-3. Bizarre mindset, but some fans are like that. It is what it is. Let's all be happy. Listen, there were problems in the performance today. I'm praying that certain individuals are able to prove me wrong. Listen, everybody, me, Joe, KG, Brownie, we all come on these platforms every single week and we say, we're just fans like you. We are just fans like you. There's not a YouTube manual where I go and I think, oh, I've got to do this on YouTube every single week to get the fans, to get the followers, to get the likes. None of that rubbish. We come on as fans. We're passionate. We're overreactive. We might underreact at some points. We come on and we give our honest points of view. We put our head above the parapet. Sometimes we're wrong. Sometimes we're right. But guess what? We actually put ourselves on camera so we can come to you guys and express points of views that you might agree with, you might disagree with. It is what it is. Sometimes I'm wrong. I'm big enough, I'm old enough, I'm nearly 30 years old to accept that. It is what it is. If Crescencio Somerville proves me wrong, if Tyler Adams has proved me wrong in the past, if players like this are able to, I love that. Me and Brown, who were talking about on the debrief, we want these things to happen because we support Leeds. I'm not here to say, I told you so, I told you so. I'm not 14 years old. So fair play to Somerville, fair play to Adams, fair play to Christensen, fair play to all the boys that proved me wrong, proved my dad, proved my brother, proved my mates wrong. Who gives a shit? We're Leeds United fans. So I'm over the moon with the performance in the second half. I'm over the moon with players like Sam Greenwood coming on and making a difference. And the kids, Willie Nyonto, buzzing with that. And there's definitely an argument, as a couple of you boys have said beforehand, that he starts above Mr. Jack Harrison. Claire Wood, hi Claire. The youth that Leeds United have totally transformed the game. We shouldn't be struggling this much against lower teams. It's painful to watch. I can't disagree with you, Claire. Claire, I have reached degrees of heart rate that I didn't think was possible today. I had my Apple Watch on, and I don't know if you guys know, but the Apple Watch, when you get to a certain point, starts to bleep. It started to bleep today. That's how bad it was for me. So yeah, absolutely. I'm so happy. I'm genuinely so happy. I'm so passionate about this club. Like, I know 1,500 of you in the building are. Please like the video, guys. I really appreciate that. And Leeds United have won everyone. Leeds United have beaten Bournemouth, and that is the objective. We've beaten Bournemouth. That's all that needs to be said, really. We can talk about the defensive frailties. We can talk about relying on youth. We can talk about Patrick Bamford never scoring in his career ever again. But at the end of the day, Leeds have won 6 points out of 6. Magnificent. Thank God. It's a love-hate relationship. I wish I could walk away, but it's an addiction. You can't keep playing 100 mile per hour, keep picking up points, still worried. Yeah, Carlos, I think so, mate. I think I'm still worried. I am, ultimately. But if we can keep ticking on and we can pick up points, and do you know what the big thing about today is, Carlos? Is confidence, because this team is so... The mentality of the team, for me, when they lose a game, it just goes on its arse. So I think the fact that they've won 2-2 now, they've seen the crowd reaction at Anfield, the crowd reaction at home. We've got players to come back. Hopefully, touch wood, Sinisterra is going to be back when we come back to proceedings after the World Cup. And this is a big, big result. This is a big result. We needed this. We needed this dramatically. But yeah, I can't get away from the fact that we wanted to, we needed to win this one. 79p, thank you, my man. I appreciate that, Sam. Justin says, thank God for the kids. Do you think Perkins or Joseph in the cup match? I think so. Perkins looks exceptional at the minute. Joseph, it was great to see him on the bench today. Bringing it back to Patrick Bamford once again. Listen, there's people, including myself, who talk about his movement. His movement's exceptional. I think the fact that he gets these chances is testament to how good Patrick Bamford is in terms of being in and around those pockets of space. And his movement is something that maybe a lot of people do ignore. But at the end of the day, strikers have to finish chances. And could you get an equal striker who's as good when it comes to Patrick Bamford in terms of movement, but can actually put 50% of those chances away. I'm not talking about putting all of those chances when you look at big chances missed away. I'm talking about putting 4 or 5 away. I'm not 100% certain that Patrick Bamford will ever get to that one season he had in the Premier League again. I don't know. So players like Matteo Joseph, they'll be sniffing for something. Adam, how you mate? Melee proves every week he's our most important player. Yeah, I mean, you look at the 1v1 today that he actually saved, and he was let down by his midfield. He was let down by his right back. That ball over the top again. Leeds for the second goal. Leeds not analysing it. They get in. It's so easy. I'm trying not to go over that goal because it gets me vexed. But then you just get Tavernier playing the ball back to Phil Billing. There's no rocker. There's no, to be fair, Tyler Adams to that one, and Phil Billing gets in, slots it in the top corner. But Melee made another brilliant one-on-one save there. So there you go. The Puig looks like all of Marsh's signings have panned out. Yep. I'm not 100% sure they're all Jesse Marsh's signings if we go through it. Are they Sinistera Marsh's signing? I don't know. Mark Rocker, is that Marsh's signing? I don't know. Is Darko JB is signing? I'm not sure. I think there's a lot of players in and around there. Brendan Aronson, we were in for Brendan Aronson in January, so that's not his signing. So I don't know. I think it's you got to be careful when you're saying who's signing who here, because I think Victor Orta has a huge say. Trajan, hi mate. Thank you so much for your donation. Very kind. Until we bring defensive players, the defending won't change. Some of those goals were embarrassingly bad. I personally don't think a manager would change that, but great win and great show as always. Thank you so much, Trajan. What I would say, Trajan, is when it comes to how easy it was in that first half to beat the press, as we spoke about on the preview, on the Patreon account, we did a tactical preview, and everything in the tactical preview, which was me just doing a little bit of research on Bournemouth, me obviously knowing what happens with Leeds and our patterns of play and our trends and what we do, it was really simple to analyse. Dead simple to analyse, and Bournemouth started to do that. They exploited us down the left when it came to Tavernier, who's a Leeds fan, by the way, so he'll love that. Tavernier and Christensen, 1v1, they did that X amount of times. They tried the overload on that side as well, and they played the ball over the top. That was how they scored the first 2 goals. It was beating the press by playing the ball over the top. So there you can't blame the players, unless the players are just completely not understanding what they're doing. But I saw in that first half, Trajan, they were pressing in units. And when you're pressing in units, they're clearly understanding how they're supposed to do that, how they're supposed to counter press. But the secondary action of them playing the ball over the counter press, that's down to the manager. The manager has got to find an effective way of dealing with teams who aren't going to play through Leeds United, like Chelsea, like Liverpool, like Arsenal, because no team outside the top 6 will probably try and do that. So the other 14 teams are going to clip it over the press. So in the first half, I think you can look at Jesse Marsh there, to be quite honest with you. So I know you're talking about a change in manager. I'm not saying Jesse needs to go. Of course I'm not. But what I'm saying is that is down to the manager, that tactical plan, and how we move forward with that, in my opinion. But yeah, great comment, mate. Great comment. Owen Air says, hear me out. What if you played Aronson with Adams? Is that in midfield? Is that in defensive midfield? I've never seen Brendan Aronson in defensive midfield, to be fair. A lot of energy there. So, anything else? I think that's it. Zachary says, I'm an American who's been following Leeds this season. Been waiting for this type of game to solidify my support. I'm all in and can't wait to make a trip to on. Zachary, welcome to the clan. Welcome to the club. This will make your hair either fall out or turn grey very, very quickly. Trust me, mate. Supporting Leeds United it's beautiful because you will never get the feeling that you get with Leeds with any other club, but the downs can be crippling. So yeah, welcome to the club, my friend. It really is, as we always say as Leeds fans, ups and downs. You'd be absolutely seething from a Bournemouth perspective. Good, Sam. Good. I thought there were SHIT houses as well throughout the game, to be honest with you. Danny said, I just watch a thrilling comeback 4-3. What a wow. Jesse was alluding to the fact that some of the players can't take the new tactics and style quickly, though. Jennifer, yeah, he has said that. He has said that, and he came out and stated that this week, didn't he? So who knows? Who knows? Obviously, the players aren't going to come out and respond to that, are they? But yeah, letting a St. Michael slip onto Camera, Connor. Clearly, you'll need a few more of them tonight to celebrate. I will be, mate. I will be. And do you know what? Actually, I'm going to say it to him. Jack. So my brother went out and took the dog for a walk at 3-1. He said he can't watch it anymore. Jack. He's ignoring me. He's ignoring me. He went out at 3-1, couldn't stand it. And as soon as he went out, Greenwood popped that into the top corner. So, yeah, karma. Mackenzie Hardacre, hi, mate. I'd love to hear your thoughts right now on Jesse, considering we have Spurs and Newcastle in the next 2. What would you say we need in the next 3 games? Oh, God. I mean, to be honest, Mackenzie, I'd probably just be targeting the Spurs game, obviously, because so much is going to change by the time we face Newcastle. Injuries, Newcastle's injuries as well, with what's going on at the World Cup. But I would love a point at the minute at Spurs, and we'd all love a point at Spurs, wouldn't we? But Richarlison's out, Son's out, Kulusevski is out at the minute. So once again, I felt Leeds played Liverpool at the perfect time. Dependent on the injury status of the Spurs side, if we can get rid of that front 3, that is going to be a big opportunity for Leeds United. And you forget, like we've spoken about before, it's probably going to be a case of Spurs trying to play through Leeds, which might be to Leeds' advantage when it comes to that press, that counter press. Who knows? It might not. We might get absolutely mauled again. I mean, we can't defend. Let's be honest. Let's be transparent with everybody in the chat. There's nearly 1,600 of you in the building. We cannot defend. So Spurs will score, and they've got too much quality not to score, even without those 3. But can Leeds make effective actions with the counter-press? You'd hope so against that Spurs side. So, yeah, I mean, the Spurs game, I'm looking at a point, and I think a point could be quite realistic for me. But the Newcastle game, I think that'll be tough. Because I think they'll just bypass our press and they won't care. They really won't care. So, yeah, that's what I think, mate. But, yeah, 3 points next 3 games, says K-Bone. Jesse has turned them into fighters. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely characters in there, mate. I can't deny that. My God. This team, man. LUFC Lofts has never thought I'd say it. I love a little... Yeah, I love a little Willie too. Clip that up. Bobby, thanks for your donation, mate. Jesse's managed well against Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal at least. Why not keep him and bring more assistance advisors to help with the back line, defeating the low block, etc.? To be honest, Bobby, I think a lot of it comes down to individuals, and it's quite contradictory to what I've said, because I've said that his system needs to benefit individuals, and it does. It needs to get the best out of individuals. I don't know if we have that much individual quality going forward. X factor, like we had with Rafinha last season, where, if you'd have had two Rafinhas, you wouldn't have been even in that position, obviously, going forward. But I'm not 100% sure, because we've not seen enough of Sinisteri yet. There's clearly a class player in there, but we've not. It's been very stop and start, suspensions, injuries. But you can see that there is maybe a lack of potency going forward. So I think Leeds' mantra for this season is to outscore the opposition, because similarly to going forward, I don't think we have enough quality at the back. And we can talk about defeating the low block, and we can also talk about, assistants coming in and being able to improve this defence. But even in the Bielsa era, we were still conceding shed tons of goals. Absolute shed tons of goals. So if we're not replacing the manager for another manager who's maybe has this defensive capability when it comes to structuring a starting 11, then yeah, the assistants would make a lot of sense. However, I'm not 100% sure the personnel have that capability to be able to deliver quality from the back week in, week out. I just don't think it's there. And I think there's a lack of concentration consistently in our back line. It'll be one of the back 5 that there'll be at least 2 lapses of concentrations that will lead to 2 big chances during a game. Happens all the time. Kenneth, $5 donated. Thank you, my friend. Really appreciate that. We are 13th. I need to check this. I need to check where we are in the league. I've literally just finish work, come on stream, and where are we in the table? 13th. What is going on with the game in hand over Everton as well? Nuts. How far are we off the bottom 3? Still only 3 points, but it's 3 points than we were before. So, yeah. I love you, bro. From Australia. Yeah, get in, mate. Big one. Connor, we will beat Spurs because they will come at us and we know what to do. And come. Oh, yeah, hopefully you're right, man. Hopefully you're right. I'm absolutely exhausted after that. I'm so tired after that. Jesus Christ. Heading out in York tonight, Connor. No, mate. I'm moving house tomorrow. So I just needed a nice, simple win. And I'd have been sound. Moving house tomorrow, really chilled out. But no, they've got me through the, they've got me on this, just stressed out fever. so yeah, not out tonight, mate, but bloody hell, I feel like I should now. I did last week. Lloyd, why are you not talking about Gnonto? Lloyd, I spoke about Gnonto for about 5 minutes if you just joined. I've literally said Gnonto was incredible when he came on. I thought he was the difference maker, composure, football IQ when it came to time wasting. He was the difference maker. I thought Greenwood was very, very good when he came on, but Gnonto was exceptional. Mate, we've spoken about this. You need to start joining the streams earlier. Connor, are you still moving to Harrogate? Oh, no. No, I am not, my friend. I am moving to the dark side. Manchester. Don't worry, I cover Manchester City as a job. Not the dark side, but it's Man City. That's what I cover, so I'm heading to Manchester. So if there's any Manchester Leeds fans out there, please let me know. Guys, we're going to leave it there. It's been epic, hasn't it? I'll probably be back with something tomorrow, even though I'm moving. I'll probably take a video of myself and analyse the game because I'll watch it back 54 times tonight. Hope you have a good one. Make sure you have a good night tonight. Make sure you leave a like on the video. There's 1,500 of you in the building, guys. It just makes sure it's up on the algorithm. There's Patreon, link in the description below, where if you want some bonus stuff talking about Leeds beating Bournemouth and Leeds beating Liverpool, it's in there. Guys, have a top one. And you should have a top one tonight because these haven't been coming around often. That's 4 wins for Leeds United. And I will see you in a bit. Cheers.